Hi guys, welcome to our daily encounter. One of the things that Moses did to motivate the people to obedience to the Lord was to remind them of where they were going and what they would experience there if they would just be obedient to the Lord. He describes it as a land flowing with milk and honey, a land with hills and valleys that drinks water from the rain of heaven. Just wonderful place, a place that they could go and their livestock would be fully satisfied. They themselves would be fully satisfied. A place of beauty and abundance. Just a wonderful place. And that's what the Lord had in store for them if they would be obedient to Him and follow Him to the end. And it was true that they were going to have challenging days ahead. Even though they had experienced some victories there east of the Jordan with Og and Sihon, when they crossed over the Jordan, they were going to have some battles ahead of them. Of course, the Lord would be fighting the battles for them, but still they would have to physically be engaged in these various battles and things. And it wasn't until they won the war and won these victories and remained obedient to the Lord that then they would be able to expand in the land and just enjoy the fruit of the land. And that might sound familiar to you because that's very similar to the experience that we have as well. We too have a promise of a beautiful land, a beautiful place. In Revelation, we read about the new heavens and the new earth that God has prepared for us. The Apostle John got to see this new heavens and new earth. And he says in verse 1 of chapter 21 of Revelation, "Then I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth passed away, and there was no longer any sea." And then he goes on to say, let's say in verse 3, "And I heard a loud voice from the throne saying, Behold, the tabernacle of God is among men, and he will dwell among them, and they shall be his people. And God himself will be among them. And he will wipe away every tear from their eyes, and there will be no longer any death. There will no longer be any mourning, no crying, nor pain, for the first things have passed away." And he says, "Behold, I am making all things new." And we know that as we look at Romans chapter 8, that all of creation is going to be redeemed. Creation is waiting for the revelation of the glory of the sons of God, which is us, who have the first fruits of the Spirit. And it's waiting for us to be glorified so it too can be glorified with us. And we'll get to inhabit that land. It's going to be a beautiful land. This world will no longer have any sickness, death, coronavirus, none of that. We're just going to be able to live in abundance. The Lord there being directly manifested to us, His presence manifested to us, and just get to live in bliss forever. But just as with the Israelites, in between then and now, we have to be obedient to the Lord, but also we have battles that we have to fight. And these battles are real. The Lord fights the battles for us, but we have to be engaged. We are the ones who are on the front lines of the battles to really win ground for the kingdom of heaven. And also to win ground in the kingdom of heaven, not only on the earth, but in our hearts as well, as we let God's rule reign more and more in our hearts. But there's battles, there's challenges, there's difficulties, there's inconveniences, discomfort, whatever you might come across. It's going to be and can be difficult, but the promise is that the things that we have awaiting for us are well worth it. Apostle Paul put it this way. He said, you know, the light momentary affliction that I'm going through right now doesn't even compare to the eternal weight of glory that was waiting for him. And that's what motivated him. The Apostle Paul, who definitely had challenges and dealt with a lot of hardship and difficulty, he kept going. He kept putting one foot in front of the other because he knew there was an eternal weight of glory waiting for him on the other side. And so as we think about Moses' motivation for the people there at the brink of entering into the land, we can find the same motivation through Jesus Christ as we stand on the brink of the land. That is the beautiful things that God has prepared for us. But we just got to keep plugging along, keep a hopeful heart and a hopeful countenance, looking forward and hastening the day of the Lord when he comes, and everything will be made new, and we'll be able to share in the glory of God. Glorified, dwelling in the new heavens and the new earth, where there'll be no more of this sickness and crying and death and all those things. We'll just get to live with him forever. So that should be encouragement for us to get through each and every day. To keep on striving to do what's right, to keep on living for the Lord, to keep putting the things of the kingdom first, and doing it with this hope in our heart. So that, guys, I do thank you for watching the video today. I hope you guys have a great day. Love you guys. God bless.